Hello everybody, I'm just going to take you through review number 2 here before the quiz on midpoint and distance formula. Starting with the top, plotting points, -2, 5. This goes x, y, so the -2 is the x and the 5 is the y. So if we go to -2, then up to 5, we have a point right here, and because that's next to the a, I'm going to label this point as A. B is at 5, 1, so we go to x first, so 5 on the x, then up 1, and we put a point right there. For -3, so we go 4 this way, and then down 3. That is point C. And finally, D is at -6. -3, -6, down 3, right here. Okay, the remaining part of this is going to be taking points and then finding the midpoint and distance between them. Here are the formulas. Since the quiz is open notes, you can use this review while you're taking the quiz, and you'll have these formulas right in front of you, so you don't need to memorize them or anything. Okay, first problem, we have A at 4, -5. That's x1 and y1. And then B is at -2, 3. That's going to be x2 and y2. And we're going to find the midpoint and distance. So first, the midpoint, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So x1 is 4. x2 is -2. y1 is -5. And y2 is 3. Then we do the math out. 4 plus -2 is 2. -5 plus 3 is -2. So the midpoint ends up being 2 over 2 is 1, 2 over 2 is -1, 1 comma -1 is the answer. Okay, distance formula time. So the distance formula is right here. This time I'm just going to plug the numbers in right away, just to make sure I have enough room here. So x1 minus x2. It actually doesn't matter which order you subtract them in. If you did -2 minus 4, you end up with the same answer. And then -5 minus 3 for y1 minus y2. 4 minus -2 is 6. -5 minus 3 is -8. So we have 6 squared plus -8 squared. 6 squared is 36. -8 squared is 64. When we add those together, we get 100, and that makes the distance 10. And you can certainly use your calculator for this, so if you did not know, you could just be second square root is right here on the graphing calculator. It's right above the squared button. And if you put in 100, it's 10. I'll do one more and then I'll leave the last one for you. So number 3 up here. Same concepts. The points A, point B, we're just going to plug them into the right place. I'm going to rewrite the formulas here for the different values that we're going to find. Okay, so label the numbers x1, y1, x2, y2, and then put them in the right places. So x1 plus x2 is -3 plus 1. And then y1 plus y2, -5 plus 3. -3 plus 1 is -2. -5 plus 3 is also -2. When we divide both those by 2, we end up with -1 comma -1, the same x and y value. Okay, distance formula time. So x1 minus x2 would be negative 3 minus 1. y1 minus y2 would be negative 5 minus 3. So we get negative 4 squared plus negative 8 squared. Just doing negative 3 minus 1, negative 5 minus 3. Whenever we square a negative number, it always ends up positive. Negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 8 squared is 64. This time when we add, we get square root of 80. Now 80 is not a perfect square, so we're going to get a decimal here. Square root of 80 is 8.94. Let's just round to the nearest tenth. So we'll say 8.9 is the distance. Okay, good luck with number 4, and please feel free to ask any questions.